Hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Welcome to the ARTyRV Glass Studio Q&A tonight. We're so happy to be here and it's wonderful to see everyone.
It sure is. We've had a pretty ugly weekend all up and down the East Coast, but I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. We've got a full house tonight, and don't forget, put your questions with a Q in front of them so that Barb can pick them up. And remember, next Monday night is Viewer Showcase, so get those things ready and get them into us.
If you want to participate in next week's Viewer Showcase, send a description along with a good quality photo to viewershowcase@gmail.com, and that'll come directly to us. And
Barb simplified it for everyone, so hey, we want to just say hi to everybody. We want to reach out and say hi to Renee up in West Virginia. Thanks for coming in this week. We enjoyed meeting you and your husband. It was an awesome afternoon, and we had a good time. And thanks again for coming in to see us. If y'all are ever in the area, in the Myrtle Beach, Conway area, Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington area, we're not that far away. If you'll let us know you're in town, we'd be happy to meet with you and talk to you and just see what's going on in your life, and you can come over and we'll give you the 25-cent tour of the studio.
And remember, we're open on Wednesdays from 10 to 4, so you're welcome to stop by anytime Wednesday, 10
Without
to
a
4.
call.
But otherwise, give us a call so we can make sure we're here.
Please do. Yeah, we'd love to meet with you.
And I hope everyone made it through the storms and through the weather. Thank goodness it wasn't too bad, but there has been some flooding, so I hope everyone is doing well and things are getting better in your area.
Yeah, I hope so too. So hey, Barb, let's get some. I tell you what we ought to do. First off, let's go ahead and thank Sunshine Glassworks for sponsoring our show tonight. Sunshine, thank you so much for sponsoring the ARTyRV channel, and we want to remind our viewers that not only do you carry all of their hand tools and different supplies, but you also carry 1,500 different colors and styles of all the manufacturers' glass. So give them Sunshine a call. If they can help you, you know they will. Thanks again, Sunshine.
Renee said that the trip to our studio was the highlight of her trip.
Oh,
Thank you,
you
Renee.
are,
that is so sweet.
yeah, very
it was
kind,
so nice
Renee.
to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you guys.
So we have people from all over the country today, and I see people that haven't been here before, and I see a lot of people that come every week. So welcome, everyone. If you're watching this on the rerun, know that we appreciate your views, and we're here 24/7. So come on live or watch us on the rerun.
And we're here every Monday night, not just when we feel like it. It's every Monday night that we're here to tune in with you guys, our glass family from around the world.
Let's give a big shout out to Ray. Ray is our moderator, and we thank him. He keeps us on track and keeps us straight all
Oh, and by the way, Ray,
the time.
Miss Mary loved her treats that she received in the mail from you. And oddly enough, you know, she knows your scent and Susie. So when we get a package from you, she goes absolutely crazy, Ray.
She knows what those things
Thanks
smell
again.
like.
And she appreciates it. She would tell you if she could talk.
We have a question from Jules tonight.
Okay.
How do I figure the cost of materials for lead glass and solder? I make a variety of sizes and struggle with pricing.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to let Barb answer that because she's already taken care of it.
We have a pricing booklet on our website. Go to conwayglass.com. The pricing booklet is under the tools and patterns section, and it has all the worksheets for you to work through your particular overhead, what you bought, your pricing, and everything. So you can kind of figure it two or three different ways if you want to.
Yeah, so if you'll use the tools that are provided to you in that little e-booklet that Barbara has designed for you, that will help you along with the process, and it will eliminate any confusion from now on.
Well, you can start calculating your prices, and then if what I put in there doesn't quite make sense, you can always adjust that to your particular situation. So watch that video, Pricing Your Work, I believe is what it's called, and then grab that little ebook, because it is a worksheet, so you can work through and you can play with the numbers.
Yeah, so it's not designed for our business or another business. It's designed for everybody's business. If you'll fill out the worksheets, then, you know, at the bottom line, it'll give you your bottom line. So.
Yeah, and it's not etched in stone.
It's very fluctuating.
It's very flexible. So I hope it helps. Send me a question if you have any questions about it. I think it's let's see, I think it's $4.99 or something like that.
It's
for the
like
worksheets.
maybe 5 or 7 pages, something like that. But it's well worth it. If you're just starting out and don't know how to price your work, that little booklet will help you along a great deal. So
yeah, try it out and see if it helps. So if you have any questions, put them in the queue.
Yeah, I saw
in the chat with a queue.
Let's see. Les he's just had a question. Les,
yes.
Hey, how are you and Lena doing tonight? Nice to see you guys.
Les had a question?
Yeah, he was talking about the crab or something. Go the other way. Other way.
Other way.
Other way. Other way. Other way. Other way. Other way. Other way. Hold on. Les Cole, did you finish the crab piece? Actually, Les, I got approval from my. See it right there?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it.
So actually, Les, oddly enough, I sent the photographs to my customer of the drawing for approval. Oddly enough, they were in town. So I got to meet with them for the first time since we started the project on Saturday afternoon. Everything's good. So yeah, we'll have that up for you, the pattern, and I'll show it to everybody on Monday night after viewer showcase, because it'll be on the map by then. But I will show you the paper pattern that I'm using, because remember, we're doing something a little different, not for us, but we're doing something a little different for our YouTube channel. This particular window is sandblasted or etched. So, you know, we do multiple things. We actually, here at Conway Glass in the ARTyRV studio, we do glass. So, we might be sandblasting, we might be glue chipping. There's no telling. And in just about 4 days, as soon as the furnace heats up, we're going to be blowing glass. So it's all coming together for the winter, y'all. We're excited. Or I'm excited anyway.
Okay. Thank you, Ed.
But I'll share it next week, Les.
Let's see. Thank you, Ray. Ray put the pricing the work video up. In the description of that video, you'll find the link to the worksheets. So just follow those links if you need that worksheet, or you may know enough from watching the video where you won't need them. Renee wanted to know the recent short you did with the liquid you brushed on. Is that the baking soda recipe that you mentioned for cleaning?
No, Renee. Actually, the short that we just recently Barbara taped was of us puttying or waterproofing glazing a leaded glass window. Now the recipe, really is no recipe, Renee, for the baking soda. It's just baking soda and water. Doesn't have to be a paste, but just a nice mixture of it will break down all of the acids and clean the glass well so that the patina sticks. So it's just basically baking soda and water, and wash everything and then rinse it off and then patina it. And don't patina it until after you use the baking soda, because you'll see a huge difference if you haven't ever used the baking soda before with the black patina.
Okay. Nicole wants to know what brand or brands of copper foil do y'all recommend?
Well, we used to use Venture forever, and they can't seem to get it together. They're like way behind. So what we're having to, I don't know exactly the name of it right now because I'm still using my Venture, but you can't get it any longer. And the blackback copper foil that we're having to use now, Sunshine has it. Give them a call. I don't exactly remember the name, but it works good because I do have it in my foilers, and it seems to work fine. But give Sunshine a call, and like I said, I don't have the packet in front of me, but
they'll know the best.
They'll know the
foil
best one
because they get feedback from their customers, and they wouldn't sell a foil that wasn't reputable.
Yeah,
and so they'll know the best one. So give them a call. They'll be happy to help you. You don't get that kind of service everywhere.
Right, and you can't really. There aren't many foils out there any longer either, so you have to.
Okay, Magali's here. Jennifer's here. Jennifer hadn't been here for a long time. Ray just put the Conway Glass, the booklet up at the website. Just follow that link to the Conway Glass website. So, yeah, a lot of people here that we haven't seen, and a lot of members here. Welcome, everyone. If you have a question, just put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat, because we'll take care of it. Jennifer, it's nice to see you back again, hon. Hope all is well.
Everybody loves Mary, wants Mary. Hey, Mary. Everyone says hello.
I don't know what she's doing.
I think she's out
playing
there
with the producer.
Yeah, she's out there keeping track of everybody out there.
Yeah, it's good to have everybody in tonight. It's really, really, really nice to see
Kat
everyone.
St. Jane wants to know if we use baking soda on our leaded glass.
We do not. On our leaded glass, but because the windows that I'm building now are like 4x5, 3x5, 3x6s. That'd be a lot of baking soda. But no, I use just regular glass cleaner and water, and get the flux off of it. And then while I'm using the glazing compound, that's what cleans the flux and polishes the glass. And then I come back and polish the lead and make it look really absolutely gorgeous. So. Once
he puts that flux on that window, he solders it and he finishes it.
Yeah, I don't wait till the next day.
He doesn't wait till the next day. That flux comes off because he putties it and removes it all and then cleans it. So he doesn't stop.
It doesn't matter if I can't get started on it till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Before I go home, that window's going to be glazed and cleaned, at least on that one side. these windows that we're working on now, I have to have help flipping them over. But again, like y'all have seen in some of our videos, we have a tilt table that allows our windows to come down to 84 degrees and allows us to get them off the table, flip them around, and pick it back up. So it's quite nice to have that tilt table in our studio.
Carol R wants to know, does narrow foil create a weak solder seam?
Well, because you're not using a whole lot of solder, it's not that it's going to create a weak solder seam. What it's probably going to create is a really nice look on the piece that you're working on. You can mix your foils in while you're doing your glass. The most common foil is 7/32. But I know a lot of people that use 3/16. It's only a 32nd of an inch underneath the 7/32, but it makes a lot of difference. And hey, with solder prices the way they are now, if the less solder you can use, which is by shrinking your copper foil tape, the better off you are. It's not going to create a weaker joint. The window should be designed enough to where there are no weak joints anyway. So.
Well, I think with a larger window, you're going to need larger.
Oh, you should use bigger
foil.
Yeah.
But with small pieces, if your pieces are holding together with that thinner foil,
yeah, a lot of lamps are built out of.
Nice, delicate.
Yeah, right.
Piece.
Delicate.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Delicate. That's a good word, Barb.
I know it. It's a great word, right?
Yeah. Is everybody feeling delicate out there tonight? I do. I feel delicate tonight.
I don't know. I feel kind of delicate.
I feel kind of delicate.
Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Fishinger Band. What's your favorite kind of Band-Aid? Band-Aid?
Yeah, Band-Aid brand Band-Aid. The cloth ones.
Yeah,
they stretch a little bit, but they will stay on. And I tell you, even if you're getting them wet and everything, yeah, Band-Aid brand cloth Band-Aids. And if you're listening, Band-Aid brand, we sure would like you.
You could sponsor because we use a ton of them.
We use a ton of your Band-Aids, and I'm sure.
Every time you spring a leak.
That's right. If you spring a leak, you
need a Band-Aid.
You need a Band-Aid. That's right. And here's the other thing. If you're not bleeding, you're not working.
Okay. Gaslight wants to know what to do with glass scraps. What do we do with glass scraps?
Well, what we do with glass scraps, y'all, is we donate them to the art teachers in the school system. Now, we'd let them know that it's available, and they'll come get it. They'll bring their boxes or their tubs or anything like that.
They haven't come for a couple years.
Yeah, they haven't come for a couple years, but so we have quite a big selection. The other thing is that we do sell it by the pound, because in our area we have a lot of people that do mosaics, and I can't just give it away, but a couple dollars a pound. And you know how much glass is in a pound of glass? A lot. So if you figure it, just for instance, if you were going to cut 1/2-inch squares out of a 12-inch by 12-inch piece of glass, the answer to that would be you would get 144 1/2-inch squares. That's a lot of glass, y'all, for mosaics.
Yeah.
Okay.
And fusing. It's
good
for fusing.
Yeah.
So we separate the fusing compatible from the regular glass,
Right.
and
fusing compatible goes in its own bin in the fusing area, and so hey, it's good to see Alan tonight. Julie, nice to see you tonight, hon.
Dee Dee says that this has become one of the things they most look forward to in their week.
Oh. See, you guys are way too kind, I'm telling you.
She doesn't know too many people she can talk shop with, so this is really good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad. Please.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of true for us. There's not a whole lot of people out there in our area that we can, talk shop with. So this is really a benefit to all of us, I think.
An opportunity for us
Mary
too.
It's
an opportunity for you guys to share knowledge, your knowledge with us, and for us to share our knowledge with you, because there really are no secrets, because most everything's already been done. It's just some of it gets done better than others. So Miss Mary,
that's not necessary, Mary.
She probably needs a snack or something.
She might need a snack.
She has some chicken from a cookout in the refrigerator.
Okay, I am Alan.
Hey, man.
And Nicole says she makes jewelry with scraps. We do too. We make
Yeah.
jewelry with scraps. Very good use for it. If you have a kiln, you can use that scrap
Yeah.
glass for all kinds of things.
Yeah, so during our big anniversary thing in October, we're going to be giving away some of those pendants that we make
Yeah,
out of
we're
our
gonna give away a lot
jewelry.
of neat stuff. I am Alan says he has been foiling by hand long enough. Can we recommend a foiler?
Well, Barb and I use the old Glass Star foiler that we've had for, I don't know, 28, 29 years. But I will say this, Sunshine sells the tabletop foiler, and we also have a foiler on our Amazon page. So check those both out. And they're both tabletop foilers, and I'm thinking that you're going to find that the new foilers these days are much easier to work with. And foiling by hand is okay. I still enjoy it, but I think that Barbara likes the machine.
Yeah, I was going to say we have a few people on here, viewers on here that use a foiler. So you guys that have foilers, could you put that in there for I am Alan so he knows?
Yeah, the
foiler.
Yeah, the tabletop foiler, from what I understand, is really nice. I have an electric foiler that I've never even taken out of the box that was given to me, and I've had it for 20 years. And I probably should take it out of the box, but this is electric. It's got a little foot pedal to it like a sewing machine.
Yeah.
That seems to me, that's kind of like a bait casting reel for me. That thing's going to go all over the place.
Well, you have to get used to it.
Yeah, I'd have to get used to it, but I can imagine, I can just see the foil flying up while I'm trying to hold a piece of glass.
Yes, Ray, we answered Carol's question about the narrow foil. Miss Mary's getting a lot of attention from the dogs out in the viewing area. The puppies are listening to her.
Oh,
Mary. Okay.
it's okay. It's okay.
She'll be up here in a minute, I'm sure, and you can see her.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I missing questions here? Let's see.
That's cool that everybody's puppy's looking for Miss Mary. Don't forget, if you come see us, bring your puppies with you, because we are definitely dog friendly. Well, we're
Kat
animal
St.
friendly.
Jane says she loves her flat tabletop foiler. And I don't know how many foilers are on the market right now, but the Glass Star was the one I used, and it's not on the market anymore. That's why I can't really tell you. I like the Glass Star, but you can't buy it anymore unless you find it at a yard sale. And then you don't know if all the parts are there.
And oddly enough, a long time ago, one of our students had actually retired from Sikorsky Aircraft and was one of the designers of the Apache helicopter. And so he took my Glass Star foiler home. He was taking a lamp class, and was a very meticulous gentleman. He took my plastic foiler home, and he brought me back a wooden foiler about a week later, and he had turned on his lathe little hard rubber discs that would fit the foil, and instead of the plastic ones that were in the foiler, he made hard rubber ones. So anyway, I have this foiler. It's at the house, and I don't use it, but it's just so, it's just one of those things that I hope I'll hang on to for the rest of my life, probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented people out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody else is talking. Have I missed any questions? Put a question in the chat with a Q, and we'll be happy to answer. I'm just trying to not miss anything.
Yeah. We're looking hard. So
Jennifer said she could never get the hang of the tabletop, and it's just sitting on the shelf.
That might be the one that I have. Let me make a note. I'm gonna look at my foilers.
Les says the more he uses his grousing pliers, the more he likes nibbling at the glass.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun, Les. And remember, your grousing pliers, Renee, are used to hold the glass, not to break it.
Was that Renee?
Yeah. Well, while Renee was here, y'all, we did a really good,
I don't think she has to
a simple lesson about grousing pliers. and I hope that it helped. Well, Renee said that it did help.
That
and,
was Les that said that.
Yeah, and I know, but
Oh, okay.
Renee, when she was here during the week and popped in and said hello to us, we gave her a grousing plier lesson.
Where are you? Are your grousing pliers?
They're here. Yeah.
Are they down there?
They're
Yeah.
here.
I think you should show the viewers that, because I know we talk about it.
You started
and
something, Renee.
But I think it's kind of easily lost and you learn so much, and then there's that one little thing that you don't learn, and it makes all the difference in the world. And
Right.
I really feel like that's what
Well,
happened.
we'll do that during Glass Chat.
Okay, let's
thanks,
show 'em.
Les, for mentioning that. And I'm glad that you're enjoying your grousing pliers. So.
Stephanie wants to bring all the Chihuahuas to meet Miss Mary. That might be dangerous in the glass shop, but
Well, that's yeah.
we'll see.
We can bring them to the house and we'll let them run around in the yard.
Yeah.
They have about 3,000 square feet they can play in. So.
Okay, Nicole says she has a larger freeform sun catcher that is approximately 13 by 9. Would 20 gauge wire on the edge be enough for support, or should I fill it out into a rectangle and put it in a frame?
Well, no, as long as you wire the whole thing, Nicole, and then make sure that you put your hanger down inside the window, or hangers plural, inside the window, so that you can hang it from chain. Don't use fishing line. But I think as long as you make the edges really nice and pretty and take wire and go all the way around it, I think you'll be fine with that. 13 by 9, that seems to be maybe 3 to 5 pounds of glass, solder. So yeah, you should be fine. And it'll probably look better because that's the way you designed it, not to have a rectangle around it. So yeah, go ahead, live it up, put that in there, put the wire around it, and freeform hang it.
Yeah, because think about it. If you got that continuous wire all around it,
Can't go anywhere.
can't go anywhere.
That's right.
You're golden.
Yeah, you're
You're
golden. I like that.
100%.
100%. I like the golden thing.
Okay. Let's see. Joel said they like the glass spoiler for larger pieces. And then, let's see, the hand floor.
So what did Renee say?
Renee said, Ed, your quick grousing plier help was a game changer for me. That's what Renee said.
You're welcome, Renee. Honey. We had fun learning. That's the whole thing. We had fun learning. So.
Still can't get my black patina shiny. Well, electric toothbrush and some polish.
Yeah, black patina is not going to be shiny when you put it on. I'm sorry.
Have to wax it.
You have to wax it. Black patina is not shiny. Black patina is copper sulfate. It's a chemical. So yeah, it's not shiny. It has to be put on, and then your window has to be waxed in order for the solder to be shiny. So don't get too frustrated. You just have to complete one more step.
One more step. It's always something. Okay, Christine in Tampa. I am making a panel for a window that's open. The opening is 22.5 by 33 3/4. It will be framed in wood and hung in front of the window. How much space is recommended between the wooden frame and the opening?
Well, if you're going to hang it in the opening, usually what I like to do is take 2 inches off of the width. That gives you 1 inch on each side. And then you have to remember you have eye hooks at the top, one on the frame, one in the opening, and then you have an S hook in between the two. So typically you could take 3 inches off the height, 2 inches off the width, and that would give you a nice center hung, a wooden frame hung center in that window, and I think it would be good. You have to just remember, the sides are easy to figure, but you have to remember that you've got an eye hook in the ceiling, an eye hook in the frame, and an S hook in between the two. So keep that in mind and do the math on that, and you should be fine. Because actually I'm doing the same thing for a window right now.
The next question, which I think you've already answered, is what do you recommend for the hooks on the frame and wall so it hangs nicely but close to the opening?
Well, the hooks on the frame should be eye hooks, and they should be 2 inches in from the outside edge of the frame. You definitely want to pre-drill the holes. And the same way with what's in the ceiling. You want to use your eye hooks, pre-drill your holes, and then use an S hook. and you probably want to close up at least one end of the S.
Michelle has a question. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Barb.
Good question, Christine. That was a good question. Michelle asked, when you first started, what color glass have you the most hassle with? Gave you the most hassle?
When I first started with working with glass, the glass that gave me the most problems in the beginning was actually textured glass, or kind of like ripples and things like that, because I always thought that because the glass was a little thicker, or it had a different texture to it, that I always had to push harder on my glass cutter. And y'all, what I've learned over the last 43 years is you don't change the pressure on your glass cutter no matter what you're cutting. No matter what you're cutting, use the same pressure as if you were cutting a piece of window glass, because it doesn't change. Your glass cutter, the wheel on your glass cutter, all it does is separate the molecules on the surface of the glass, and then your run follows that separation in the molecules. It's kind of simple, but then it's really not. But if you change your pressures, your cutter's going to be hotter. It's not going to do what you want it to do. So just remember, I've always had problems in the past with textured glasses, and I do not have a saw in my studio. So I have learned how to cut those glasses, and I found out too, in a long and the short of it, is to cut your glasses that may be a little tough first, so that you can always adjust your pattern without adjusting your glass.
Oh.
Aha!
Yeah, get your
junk out of the way first. Get the stuff that you may have troubles with, and or my biggest problem cutting textured glass is cutting like Ouroboros or something like that. But that was a long time ago. Once I figured out that you don't have to change the pressure on your glass cutter to cut anything, everything changed for me. So I was real happy with that.
Good question. Thank you, Ed.
Oh, thank you for the
Annette
answer.
wants to know if we've used Clarity finishing compound.
We do not.
We have some.
We have some.
And I have used it.
That's
and
right.
it's just like any other wax. You have to get it off. Use electric toothbrush.
Yeah, and one of
My
our
next
viewers.
new friend.
Yeah. Use the electric toothbrush, because
I don't know who gave us that idea last
I don't know
week,
either.
but
But
I was like,
you're gonna, if you have
great idea.
if you look at your work and you get little white dots on it and you think the solder's oxidizing and all that, it's not. It's the wax that you're not removing completely. So there again, it's that next step you have to take to finish your work completely so that it looks the best that it can.
Okay. Jules and Michelle are talking about white glass.
Okay.
And it's dense, it shatters. Michelle says she has trouble with yellow and white.
Oh.
So I think they need some answers to those questions, and you've really just talked about it. I had some white glass here, and I thought maybe you could.
You have white glass here? Or
I have
some
some
on the crate in my stained glass
I can go
room
get a
by the
piece of white
bathroom.
glass real quick.
Yeah. Well, y'all, we all know that white glass is dense, okay? And way back when, white glass used to be made, you got the most beautiful crisp white by using arsenic. But you never lived long enough to use it. So, but yeah, so arsenic used to make a really pretty white glass. And, or at least it did in the glass blowing industry for a long time. So, but yeah, so Barbara's going to go get us a piece of white glass. And, white glass is dense. Cathedral glass is like blues and greens.
Transparent.
Those are, transparent glasses are really tough. And, some of you're not even going to, This is a pot white. This is a 200 white right here. This is a Spectrum. A Spectrum 200 white, and
it might be easy to cut. I don't know.
no, yeah.
Is it Spectrum?
Yeah, it's a Spectrum.
It looks kind of. Yeah,
So this is we're not doing glass chat yet, but I got a piece of white for when we get started. Let's take a few more questions, Barb, and then we'll go ahead into
Do we have
and
any
talk
more
about
questions?
some white glass.
Do we have some more questions? Okay.
So remember,
B&A says white is terrible too. So we have a lot of people. White glass is awful.
Oh, come on, guys. It's not.
It's not as bad as you think.
I just got a bunch of white in because I've got these 2 wrecked john boats that I got to put on a beach in one of the windows that we're working on, and I ordered a bunch of white. Y'all are scaring me now.
Mary doesn't like white.
Mary doesn't like white either. She said,
White is terrible.
Mary,
That's
please,
not a nice
come
way
here.
to be.
Come over here.
Come on over here.
Come see Daddy. Sit. Thank you.
Oh, come up here. Come on up here and sit.
You want to come up here?
Well,
All right,
you
she's
can
being
see her
quiet
tail.
now, y'all. See her tail? She's pointing.
She's out of here.
She's going
okay,
to get
show
the
us
producer.
the white.
Anyway, so let's talk about some white. We're going to talk about it. You
You
guys.
want to do glass chat now?
We can do glass.
And you
chat.
guys think of your questions while we're doing this
come
too.
up with some questions because
He's ready to answer.
I'm ready to answer something. I don't know. Here we go. But so yeah, let's talk about this. Let me grab some. And I'm going to show y'all that it's not this. It's not your cutter because I'm going to cut this white glass with 3 different cutters. It's not your cutter.
I agree, Michelle. Cathedral glass is easier to cut.
Cathedral glass is very easy to cut.
Because you don't have the density of them throwing all the white in there.
You don't have
No,
the opals.
That makes
and
you don't have those opals in there, and that's what makes it harder to
if I could think of what
Seem
makes it
harder to
opal, off the top of my head, but I can't. So, so let's just look at this right here. Now, because of where everything is and the proximity of the microphone and everything, you guys should be able to either hear or not hear my score. So we're gonna give it a nice long area to score, and I'm right here. I'm gonna go right almost to the edge. Now this is Ed's personal glass cutter. This isn't any of the cool. This is my Toyo 17, TC 17.
Oh, that's a TC 17. I thought it was a TC 10.
It's a TC 17.
Okay.
Now every now and then I got a little bit of a little ant out of it, but I'm going to show y'all something. Now these are my grousing pliers. Let me get up here. Is that good? And you see that I have my grousing pliers about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Now I'm just holding this, but you see my hand right there, just like that, underneath. Now I'm just holding the glass with my grousing pliers. This is going to answer 2 questions. One is that opal, because you can't hear the score. 2 is, how do I use my grousing plier? You're going to hold the glass, and I want you to grab the white with your thumb and pull down on the glass. Not on the pliers. Pull down on the glass. Allow the pliers to hold the glass for you. And here we go again. Listen. Listen to what, Ed? Because there's nothing to listen to. So now we're going to grab these, our silver schnitz.
Oh, somebody just gave us some balloons.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So I got this, and we just cut a piece of white. So this is my personal cutter here, y'all. Okay. So now let's drop in. Let's drop in and say hello to the Silver Schnit 2000. Now this is a brand spanking new cutter. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on it, just like that, just a little bit. This is glass cutter oil on a paper towel in a cup. I'm not a big fan of like filling up my glass cutter and all that, but let's see how this sounds. Now remember, y'all, this is the same angle on this wheel as it is on the 17 and as it is on the 4000. It's the 135-degree angle, and here we go. Let's listen to this one, everybody. Absolutely not a sound. And guess what? Here we go. Ready? 1, down. You see that? My grousing pliers have not moved, y'all. Let's do that one more time. Let's go at it again. And remember, here we go. This is the Silversnit 2000. There is no noise, y'all. None. Okay. So this is the Silversnit 2000. And y'all know we just tried it out, and
I can't see that.
This glass cutter really fits my hand well, and I'll show you that. Look at that little finger deal right there that your index finger can lay on. I like this little glass cutter, and I'm gonna use it a lot this week coming up because I have a project that I want to try it out on. Now we're gonna back up here, and we're gonna use this. This is the Silversnit 4000. Here we go. And remember, you can't hear a thing, but I'm scoring it. Now I have not changed the pressure on my cutter. Now I'm going to cut the same amount of pressure on a piece of window glass. Now listen to the difference. Ready? Listen. Okay? That's those three. Now listen to this again. Here we go. Didn't hear a thing, y'all. So make sure your running pliers are turned the way they need to be. And the same way here. Remember, hold the glass, pull down and away. Hold the glass, down and away. Hold the glass, down and away. See if that works for you on the grousing plier gig. And you remember, your grousing pliers aren't just used for breaking narrow pieces of glass. They're used for digging stuff out. And I'm not going to do that here right now because I don't want to make a mess that I have to keep my hands in for the rest of the show. But I will tell you this. Using your grousing pliers can be an asset. Let's go to the different camera.
Sure.
So learning how to use your grousing pliers, and not only just your grousing pliers, y'all, learning how to use your hand tools correctly will change the way you feel about your work and the way your work looks. So build up all that confidence that you can, and go, before you start cutting up a bunch of expensive glass, learn how to use your tools on window glass. And the window glass is so much cheaper than art glass, and you're not wasting it. So, just try it. Remember, it's usually not the cutter, but the cuttee.
I think it's really important that you showed them that they don't move the pliers. It's the glass that they move.
Yeah, you're pulling down on the glass. I mean, I don't know any other way to explain it to you, but it was like, and Renee, thank you for the compliment that you gave me while you were here after we went through that little learning episode with our grousing pliers. And that was very kind of you, and thank you. So, but yeah, those are just the little things that can change the way you cut glass. That's all.
Otherwise, you'll
It's
give up on your
frustrating.
grousing pliers and stop using them and just use running pliers, and you'll just miss out on all kinds of things. Well,
No, that's
I have
okay.
questions,
Okay.
but go ahead.
But what I was going to say is that when you put these pliers in your hand, the first thing you want to do to break it is to squeeze the fire out of these. Do not do it. Just remember, you hold the glass and you break the glass with your other hand.
You don't squeeze the pliers.
Don't squeeze the pliers, because that's what causes the glass to break and shatter and blow up. And you know what? There's nothing about this glass that should shatter, break, or blow up, because it's white glass. That's all it is. It's not the glass, y'all.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope that helps. Practice and come back next week and tell me if it helped. And if it didn't, then we'll try something else to make you move through the process much easier. Okay. Give you that confidence that you need to complete that job that you're working on.
Okay. Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it. Carol has a question.
Hey, Carol.
Any advice on grinding ring model glass? It seems to alternate between soft and hard.
It does, because the rings are soft, and the model itself is an opal. So yeah, it does. What you want to do is you just have to be real careful and not put a lot of pressure on your grinder, whether you're doing ring models or any. Actually, when you're grinding any glasses, you don't need to put pressure on it, because the cutting should already be finished. When you're using your grinder is just used to rough up the edges, shape it a little bit if you can't get that exact curve the way you want it, and give you an area for your foil to stick.
Someone had a question, and I don't know if I skipped over it or not, how to keep the tape on textured glass. They have problem keeping the copper foil tape on the textured glass.
Oh yeah, well, here's the thing.
That was Annette.
Hey, Annette. Hey, that's a good question, hon, because, a lot of times this is what you need to do on textured glass. You don't need to change the size of your foil, but you do need to, so your glass is laying like this, and the texture's up here on the top and smooth on the bottom, and you just ran around the grinder. Well, to get the foil to stick correctly and look right, I want you to take the textured side and tilt it up at about 45 degrees and run that texture around your grinder and put a little bit of a bevel on that texture and give your foil something to roll up on instead of just that square edge.
That should help.
That should help you a lot.
You're grinding out, do your regular grinding. And
then grind the edge.
Make that little bevel edge.
Just a little bit. It doesn't take much. Bit. But if you'll go around that, you'll find that your foil, because what you're having problems with is it's sticking fine here, but that top edge is a finished edge, and that's glossy. It's shiny, it's slick, and you need to rough it up to make your foil stick.
Rick wants to know, how do you transfer the pattern to the glass? Do you cut out your pattern and glue it to the glass?
If I'm doing copper foil, I transfer my pattern onto some really heavy, like 100-pound paper, and then I don't glue anything to my glass. I just take my Sharpie and go around my pattern, put a number on it, and stick it off to the side. But yeah, my pattern doesn't get glued to the glass, but I have two. Well, I have a cartoon and I have a pattern. My cartoon is what gets cut out, and my pattern stays together to work from. So.
Now he puts his pattern down on the glass, traces around it with a Sharpie. Then when he cuts it to the inside of the black line.
Right.
If you're cutting the pattern glued on, you cut it to
the pattern itself.
So that's the only difference.
Yeah, and that's the difference. And everybody, here's the thing. Everyone has their own technique that they have developed, and I'm not here to change your technique. I'm here to share with you how I build my windows and my techniques, and hopefully you'll develop your own technique off of mine. So
Michelle says, can you cut a heart without breaking it on the white? And then she wanted you to cut a moon as well, I think. Yeah, cut a moon, please, in the white. And but I have some other questions.
We got some super chats coming in for all this work I'm doing.
Kat St. Jane said she thinks fluoride for the opals. That sounds right.
It is. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it is.
Or fluoride or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Julie Graves wants to know which of the silver schnitz is for general use. It's the 4,000.
The 4,000 is for general use. The 2,000 is for strip cutting. Just if you just spend all day cutting strips of glass, like a lot of times I do, or just cutting rectangular tabletops. The 2,000, but the 4,000, y'all, that's going to be your bad boy for normal use. It's on our website, at our on our shopping page, and I think you'll really like it. You know, we had a viewer say that cutter was heavy. Well, I said in the beginning that cutter was a little heavier than my Toyo brass handled cutter, and it is. It's heavier. But I will tell you this, I prefer a little heavier cutter rather than a light cutter. So, you know, that's just me, but I also like a pistol grip cutter, and that thing weighs nothing. So think about all the different cutters that are available to you. Just because, you know, one doesn't fit your hand right, there's 12 more out there that you can use, and get the one that fits your hand. Because we have some new cutters coming in that we're going to share with you guys during viewer showcase. During Glass Chat, and hopefully it might be a cutter that you say, "Wow, I'm going to have to try that one too." So, but anyway, we don't get paid to promote these glass cutters. If Ed likes these glass cutters, it's just because Ed likes them, and I enjoy using them. So,
okay, is that her?
Yeah, that was her. She's in the hallway.
Okay. Had some questions about the grousers. Can you show a side? They want to see a side profile of that close up of the grousers when you break the glass. Show which side is up and give them a quick. I don't know if we have time for that moon and that star, Michelle, but not Michelle. Who was
I don't know.
I don't know. Wait a minute.
We always have time for super chats, though.
Let's see.
And I'll be happy to cut you a moon.
Let's see.
What do you want? Like
Michelle,
a quarter moon?
Yeah, Michelle. She said,
anyway,
can you cut a heart and a moon? Okay. Let's see what else we got.
All right, so this is my top jaw right here. This is the top jaw. You see it's flat. The curved jaw, which is the bottom, that is sometimes used like this, up underneath. So let's go ahead and give it a score. Here we go. Hold on. It's not any different than. So you put your square jaw on the top, and if you have trouble remembering that, take a white paint pen and put a line on top of it, put an X, put something to help you remember that the square jaw goes on top.
They want to see side view. There you go. I don't know how. There you go. I don't have a side view camera, so that's going to have to.
Here you go. How about this? Does that work?
No, turn around.
All right.
Oh, they thought they were at a tent revival, the way he was preaching.
Who said that?
I don't know. Break your glass, Mr. Streeter.
Just remember, you pull down on the glass, not on the pliers. Hold the glass with the pliers. Break the glass with your opposite hand. It's all good, y'all. These grousing pliers, these are the super grousers that we stock here, and you can go to our website and just order them right off of the Conway Glass website page.
What's that? The grousers,
Yeah,
yes.
the grousers.
And the cutters are on the Amazon page, and the Amazon page is linked in the chat. Thank you, Ray. And let's see. Okay. I think we have a couple more questions.
Yeah, there's one.
And the Les was talking about the glass with the pits in it, and I think we have a piece of glass with pits in it and ripple. And we had a question: can you show a little bit more cutting ripple? You have one right behind you.
Yeah, so cutting, again, y'all, the thing about cutting glass is that, well, first of all, it takes practice. Second of all, it takes a lot of practice. And even Miss Mary, she appreciates that. Do you hear how soft this is? All right, so this is a Ouroboros. No, I don't know what number it is, okay? But it's green on green with white. And what I want to do is I want to share this side with you. Look at this.
Yeah, cut it on the flat side.
You always,
Smooth.
this is the rippled side, okay? So you always cut it on the flat side. And if you want the ripple to be up in the front of your pattern, you just turn your pattern over, okay? Turn your pattern over. So let's score this and just see what it sounds like. Let's just see. I'm not going to change. You're going to hear this because this is green. What did I say? Green is soft. It's soft. Hold on. Here we go. So, you know, we're not. All right. So with this glass, was it Michelle that was having trouble with her foil sticking on the edge?
I don't remember
Well,
who
if I
was
show you that edge right there, you'll see why. See that?
That was a question, but anyway, yeah.
But anyway, so what you want to do is if this were my grinder, you'll want to turn that up like that and grind that edge and eliminate some of this problem here, and your foil will stick to it.
Magali said, "Don't cut it; it's too beautiful."
Okay, Magali. But I wanted to just share that piece of glass with y'all. And I'll tell you something else about ripples. You see that? That's a ripple. That is a ripple, ripple, ripple.
Give her a biscuit.
Right there. She can have another treat.
She doesn't need to have it. Okay.
All right, so Papa Ed sprung a leak tonight,
Oh
everybody.
no, where's your Band-Aids? Let me go get a Band-Aid.
That's all right, we're good.
Okay, let me get a Band-Aid. You gonna get one?
I'm going to score this one more time. And you see how unlevel that is
That's
and
that
everything?
texture glass. It'll get you every time.
Texture glass. Well, I resorted back to my old saying, if you're not bleeding, you're not working.
Thank you.
So there's my ripple glass, y'all. Look at this. This is just so pretty. I'm going to figure out something to do with this tomorrow. So we got the Band-Aid brand Band-Aids.
Brand new box, baby.
And we're looking for you guys. Procter & Gamble. Well, you know, like I said, y'all, so they are the cloth Band-Aids, and they're the best. You
Here,
know,
let me do a close-up.
you can't.
Here, I'll do it. Where is it?
You can't.
Put your finger down.
You can't beat this. The only other thing that's better than this Band-Aid is 200-mile-an-hour tape.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. What kind of tape? Duct tape.
Okay. Brenda Wonder says she uses the ripple bit on textured glass. Ooh, okay. And makes several passes. Okay. Barely touching the glass. Okay.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I didn't
good.
know they had a ripple bit. I just turned my glass up on the edge and run it down. That's cool.
It's good to know there's a ripple bit out there, guys.
There is a ripple bit.
Let's see. When are we starting the big kiln? It goes on.
Probably turn on tomorrow night. Yeah.
We'll be blowing glass by next weekend.
Well, we have to because we have orders for hundreds of Christmas balls to be out.
So we'll be showing you some of that and showing you some of our products and how glass is made. We make it right here in the studio. If y'all didn't know that. If y'all didn't know that we blow glass here, this is a fun thing to watch, and we'll be showing you
and we'll
how
be
we
sharing.
make glass.
You know, as Barb and I do, we share basically everything that goes on at our studio with y'all. So now the furnace is being lit up tomorrow afternoon before we go home, and then we'll be blowing glass probably by Thursday night. As soon as the cool weather rolls in,
How's your leak?
I'm good.
Okay. I want to give a big shout out to Ray. Ray, you've been so helpful tonight with your links and everything.
Ray,
really
we
appreciate
really
it.
worked you hard tonight, buddy, and I apologize for that.
Also want to say thank you to Sunshine Glass. We do appreciate their sponsorship, and
we do.
They are a valuable resource for you guys. So don't forget to call them when you have a question about supplies and things.
Right. Yeah, so give them a shout. Talk to Sean or Scott or Barb. Let them know that, and remember, please, just let them know that you watched the ARTyRV channel and you thought you'd give them a try.
Magali wants to know, do we think we will eventually stop stained glass and concentrate only on blown glass?
Actually, Magali, I think I'm going to keep doing the stained glass, and the blown glass is very, actually, it's very taxing on me right now.
Well, the blown glass, we have a certain product that we make.
And we'll continue to make that product
as
long
as
we can.
But we are going to concentrate more in the stained glass.
We're going, and like we are now, but we're doing public art, which our commissions have been so large lately. They're public art, and then the restoration and repair work is to me is a lot of fun. I love doing it. Yeah, I get a kick out of restoring something, and I really get a kick out of something being brought to me in a box, and when it leaves, it's going to a customer's house. So I enjoy everything about what I do for a living, and I think Barbara enjoys everything about what we do as a team for a living. So yeah, Magali, that's a good question, hon. I hope that we can continue. I want to grow old and sit on my porch and tell kids to get off my grass from my glass blowing studio.
Yeah, we love it all, so we'll do it as long as we possibly can.
We will,
I never knew I'd be working at this age, but I'm enjoying it, and I feel like I could work until I'm 90. So I hope you all feel the same way.
I hope we can.
So thank you all. I hope we answered all of the questions, and we will be back next Monday, same time.
And remember, it's Viewer Showcase next Monday night.
Viewer Showcase. If you want to be in Viewer Showcase, send a photo and a short description to viewershowcase@gmail.com.
And it goes right to Barbara, and we won't have any problems. We won't be missing anything. What you send to us, our viewers will see. And remember, y'all, if you're watching this on the repeat, we are live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next Monday at 7 o'clock. I already said that, didn't I?
That's okay. We'll see you guys next Monday. We love you, and thank you for everything. And don't forget, next Monday night, I'll cut you a half moon.
And we will enjoy our after-show milkshakes. Thank you so much.
We
Bye-bye.
will. I'm making a note. We're doing moon.
Moons and hearts.
Yeah.